We're back. All right, a couple of quick things. First of all, Fafafui gave me an article yesterday about a guy who's playing, I guess, high school basketball. You know this. You were in the room, Robin. The black guy. We only bring this guy's name up because I said there are some unusual names in the black community. This guy's a basketball player. His name is Scientific Map. Wait a second. Look at this. Here, read this sentence, Jackie. Here's the guy's name. I couldn't even read the article. I thought I was reading it wrong. That's a capital S, a capital M. Map spelled with 2 P's. Go ahead. See it underlined?
Malloy's Lamar Parker swats away the shot attempt by Scientific Map.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's his name. I don't think he changed it. His parents named him Scientific Map. I guess their last name was Map, and they named them.
What goes with that?
What would be an interesting kind of thing that would go with Map? What about Scientific?
I guess like Road would have been too mundane.
Road Map. Yeah, well, that's not a name.
Yeah,
Scientific is a name to be reckoned with.
Who could make that up?
Here, it's describing the basketball game. It says Scientific Map finished with 15 points, and Gary Saunders added 12 for Rice.
Come on, Gary Saunders sounds ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, Scientific Map.
Imagine how confusing it must be, the play-by-play.
And there's a big picture of the guy. It's Malloy would be a college ball, I guess. No, high school.
There's a scientific shot.
Malloy's Lamar Parker swats away this shot attempt by Scientific Map.
They're scientific going up for the rebound.
But Map and Rice are heading in the right direction. The CHSAA semifinals. But I guess it's a high school semifinal.
Yeah, some kind of regional thing.
Yeah, and you're reading this article, you're trying to figure out maybe it's a typo or something. Scientific Map.
So you people just aren't creative.
Oh, please.
Robin is dying to have a kid just to name him Brontosaurus Kneebone. Quivers.
I told you one of the funniest things about that movie Sugar Hill that I saw was that they were two brothers, Ray Nathan and Romello.
Yeah, but that's normal.
No, Romello and Ray Nathan?
Scientific Map is a name. Well, anyway, there's a high school basketball player out there named Scientific Map.
I wish I could remember some of the names that I saw when I was working in the hospital, because people had names like Major Owens. And
right.
Major was his first name.
Satellite Dish. Remember the guy named Satellite Dish you used to work on?
I told you about Cy Phyllis.
Yeah.
Her mother saw the side of a medical book.
Was that really true?
True.
Cy Phyllis?
Yeah. Come on.
Meaning syphilis?
Yeah, she didn't know that the word was syphilis. She named her daughter Cy Phyllis.
Cy Phyllis? Really?
Yes.
Cy Phyllis. And they put that on the birth certificate?
Yeah.
Nobody slapped her? Cy Phyllis? S-Y...
S-Y-P-H, whatever syphilis is spelled like.
Wait a second. When you were a nurse... Mm-hmm. There was a black woman in the hospital.
Actually, what happened was her father was a gynecologist.
So this was an educated woman?
No. One of his patients.
I see, okay.
Came in.
Yeah.
Said, I can't, I'm trying to think of a name. I guess she was at the point of trying to think of a name for her baby.
She wanted something unique.
And beautiful as far as she was concerned.
And Chloe Midia was out of the question.
And there was this big book sitting on his desk with Cy Phyllis, all, right down the binding.
Right.
And she didn't know what that was.
Oh, come on.
And so that's what she named
that's like
her child.
Venereal.
That's like the twins that are named Molly and Famali.
Could you wear sunglasses? Would that be inappropriate to ask?
How are his
it's
eyes
dark
today?
in here.
He's got a really bad sty, and now he's
worse today.
He must have gone to the doctor. I told him you can put cream. Thank you, Gorilla. Put on sunglasses, really, man. I just can't handle it. Nice.
I can't see.
Who cares?
Who cares if we can see you and that's bad?
Yeah, who cares if you can see?
The cream will dry soon.
What did you do? You went to the doctor?
No. I just went to Edie McClure gave me the cure.
What is it?
It's a cream called Stye.
Dr. Edie?
Dr. McClure?
And then some hot compresses. It already feels a lot better.
I told him, little kids get styes all the time, and he's always rubbing his eyes and picking his nose and stuff. He does. He doesn't see all the time. He's wiping his nose and rubbing his eyes.
And in that mustache, who knows what?
Yeah, he's rubbing his mustache. I mean, it's unbelievable. He's always busy with the fingers and the mustache and the nose area and the eye area. I see. And his fingers are very manicured. I obsess on it.
Is that right?
Everything is filthy on him except the fingers are manicured. What do you go for, manicure?
No.
Do you have a clipping kit?
No, they're just naturally this way.
How do you clip your nails?
With a, nail
clipper. You have a good nail clipping kit?
Not a kit, just one little clipper.
And you don't scrape the dirt out or something? I mean,
no.
They're very manicured. I don't know what to say, but they're manicured. Have you ever noticed, Jackie, his fingers?
What you do is...
Very neat.
I am very annoyed sometimes by Gary. When I get ultra annoyed, I look at his hands and his fingers and work at the mustache and the nose and the eyes.
If you want a little tip...
I guess he cleans it in his mustache.
I don't know.
What you do is...
It's like a cleansing brush.
Clip your nails.
Like a monkey.
Clip your nails very low.
Right
before you shower.
Right.
That way they're already low, and then when you shower...
They clean themselves.
Just rub a little shampoo in them.
Yeah. Well, he has very clean hands. And...
my wife said that's one of the first things she noticed about me was my finely manicured nails.
Yeah, they're manicured. And like there's no cuticles or, and unnecessary...
Well, sometimes I push my cuticles when I have some time. I just push
Trust me, this guy is doing something with his fingers.
Yes.
First he tells you he just clips them. Meanwhile, now he's pushing back.
Got a procedure.
Yeah,
But I haven't been to get a manicure since I got married.
Really?
That was a year and a half ago.
Well, anyway, there's something fastidious going on around those hands and nails.
What?
So the point is that, but he's always busy with the hands and the nose area and the mustache and the eyes and back and forth rubbing and the lips and the teeth and the gums. So there's always something going on. But today you're sitting there with big, wet, gooey cream all over your eyes, and his eyes all blown up like he just got punched in the face.
Well, as I told Tom, he asked me how my eye was, and I said, it looks bad, but it feels good.
A lot of times, sty comes from emotional
stress.
But is this a guy who has the pressure of doing nothing?
You know what pressures Gary.
What?
Anything,
yeah. Balls, the phones are ringing.
You know what?
Walk away from the phone and have someone else answer it.
It started Saturday night. It must have been when your wife got those Barney tickets.
Yeah, you must have known. Who's on our phone?
There's a black woman who wants to explain to you. She can give you an explanation for that particular name.
Scientific map.
Yes. Oh, good. I'm glad. Listen, I love bridging the cultures and bringing people together.
There's an explanation.
And I'm on.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Fine. And how are you?
Very good. Now tell me about the name Scientific Map.
Okay, let me try to give you a little history, real quick.
No, you are a black woman, so you're qualified? Okay,
yes.
yeah. Go ahead. All right.
All right. You know how you have the Nation of Islam?
Yes, I do. Salam alaikum.
Well, I'm not with that. It's retarded.
Oh.
It's the offshoot of the Nation of Islam. It's called...
I like those guys running around in bow ties and stuff, and they're not like Louis Farrakhan. Because they were talking about how Louis Farrakhan lives in this mansion and stuff, and he's got like tons of dough. And but all those guys who just walk around with their heads shaved and their bow ties and everything, I don't think they have a dime to their name.
Yeah, I wonder where they live. That's what I wonder about.
Louis Farrakhan is a nut, but that's neither here nor there. It's not Muslim, by the way.
Muslim.
And so it's Muslim. So anyway, the offshoot from the Nation of Islam is called the 5% religion.
Yeah, the 5%ers.
Right.
They were big in Roosevelt.
Right. That's where I live.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Oh, you live in Roosevelt?
Yeah.
Where?
Anyway.
Where you at? Where at? Where at you live?
I don't want to tell you, so let me finish.
No, what street you live?
Royal Court, so let me finish.
Royal Court?
Oh, my God.
I never heard that street.
Howard, stop giving that little black impression.
All right, I'm just trying to relate to you.
Okay.
All right, I'm trying to talk to your lingo.
Can I tell you the idiocy behind this?
Tell me the idiocy after me where your crib be. So I come over there with my man, my posse. So anyway, the 5%ers, Robin, was this group that were really scary as a young white boy growing up in an all-black neighborhood. The 5%ers...
They're scary for young black people, too.
Well, let me tell you something. That was a rough crowd. They were the original ones where you couldn't eat pork. Hey, turn down your radio, sweetheart. My sister, turn down your radio.
Oh, I'm sorry. I had to run downstairs for a second.
All right, salam alaikum. Turn them down.
All right.
So anyway, the 5%ers were like
yeah, because I've heard you mention this before. I know nothing of the 5%.
They were the original "we hate the white man," thing, and real tough crowd. I mean, you didn't mess with them. They were the kind of guys.
Where did they meet?
They were off. They believed that
it's a religion.
That's what I'm saying. Did they have a church? Or?
Not really, but it was like the toughest kids were in the 5%. It was like cool. It was like being before the Black Panthers were around. It was the 5%ers.
It was a gang.
It was almost like a gang at that point. The closest thing that I could think of to a gang. And then that was one of the guys, one of the 5 percenters came up to me and said, you know, Stern, and they all acted very wise, like they had some kind of religion, you know, and it was like, you know, Stern, you will not live to see your 15th birthday. I was like, what do you mean, brother? He goes, you're just not street savvy. You know, you're naive. As he's smoking a joint in health class. That was one of the 5 percenters. But he wouldn't eat pork, but he was smoking a joint in health class. Right. It was like it was the convoluted logic of Roosevelt. Yeah, of a mental patient.
Right.
That's what I hated about school. You were forced to be with people that you would never associate. In my adult life, would I ever even give this guy the time of day? Suddenly, he's a part of my daily routine. It's like being in prison. School is like prison. My parents put me in a prison. They locked me in with most guys who I would guess are in prison to this day.
Well, then you got to the white school, and you still didn't like the people you were around.
I was maladjusted. So anyway, get to the name. The
scientific map.
They did things like we're going to make our lessons and do the mathematics of today and all that stuff, build on lessons and all that crap.
Right.
So what that was all about, they had names like Knowledge,
right,
Supreme,
right,
Math, Scientific. I know a couple of people named that, but it came.
Yeah, like a big thing was, I didn't know about the naming, but the big thing was that the 5 percenters were going to have their own nation and, you know, the whole thing. So I could see what.
So the special names went along with that.
So for education, in other words, you would name your kid Scientific Map,
right,
and then, you know, that would show that you were really into education.
You know, I knew a family reading, writing, and arithmetic.
Yeah, well, but it was fun. All the 5 percenters I knew, there was nobody there really taking school all that seriously. At least the kids. I don't know about the adults.
They're a bunch of retards.
Well, I don't know about that. To this day, I'm afraid to say that. You're a braver woman than I.
You don't even see them anymore.
Yeah, no.
There still are 5 percenters?
I'm sure there are many, and I am a big fan of the 5 percenters. What this woman says is her problem.
But they're just a bunch of hoodlums running around selling drugs and doing things like that.
Well, I wouldn't know that.
Well, she's not naming any names.
All right, fine. I don't know. I just don't know. I had the 5 percenters beat into me, so I know to keep my mouth shut.
Howard.
Yeah.
While I have you on the phone, can I ask you a question?
Yes, my darling.
Okay. You remember a while back you had a woman on by the name of Yvette Cole?
Yes.
Amy Fisher story?
Yes.
Okay, I know her. We're good friends.
Right.
At any rate, her manager, Roger,
yes,
has been trying to get me to go on Current Affair.
Hey, Roger's just trying to help you.
He's working.
Why does he want you on Current Affair?
Because I was upstate years ago.
With Amy Fisher?
No.
Well, who were you with?
No. And nothing. He just wants to get an angle on corrupt prison life. Oh. And I keep telling this man, you know, my life has changed now. I have a good job. I'm not into that anymore.
Well, what did you go to prison for?
Excuse me?
What did you go to prison for?
I was wild back in my days.
Yeah, what did you do?
They don't lock people up for wildness.
I used to sell.
You could be wild, but what were you doing?
I used to sell a little drugs. No big deal.
Oh, that's, I see.
And I made a mistake. But I rectified it.
I understand. So now you're working hard and you're doing your thing.
Right. And so now...
What's it like when you go to, like, a job application and you go...
I lie.
Do you
Yeah, you got to lie, right?
I lie.
Yeah, you have to. You'd have to. Seriously, there's no way someone's going to hire you if you say, oh, yeah, I did a little time for drug dealing. I mean, there's just no way. You know. How do you be honest about that?
Yeah.
All right.
I honestly lie.
Well, you'd have to.
So, look, that's like a real thing, honestly lie.
Hey, you rectified it.
Excuse me?
I say you rectified it. Hey, anyway,
I keep telling Roger calls me like 50 times. You know this man?
I know Roger, sure.
Because let me tell you his angle.
I don't call him, but I know him.
He knows I'm a big fan.
You won't give him your number.
Yes.
And all he keeps saying, I'll get you to meet Howard. I'll get you to meet Howard. Just don't curse me. I was like, I don't think so.
Well,
I just listen to him every morning, and that's it.
Yeah, what can I tell you? But anyway, thanks for clearing up the name Scientific Map for us.
It's just
we learned today. We learned about the black community, and we appreciate it.
And also, please do me a favor. Stop calling Farrakhan a Muslim. He isn't. He's an idiot.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Right. You have a nice day. Bye, Robin.
You too. Bye-bye. There she is, trying to rectify the situation.
Well, she rectified the situation about Scientific Map.
Absolutely.
What was going on there?
I don't know about Roger, but I certainly know about Scientific Map. All right, very good. We'll take a break, and we'll be back.